I'm going to create one simple live flow. Okay. Hope everyone completed your account setup. So this is my BTP trial account. This is the global account screen. So inside the global account, you can create a number of sub account. This is the sub account. So as of now, I created one sub account. The name is trial. So this is the service provider, and then mm, AWS is the region, US East. So I'm navigating to instance and subscription. You can see I already subscribed integration suite. So I'm navigating to this subscription. See, once you navigated your integration suite, in left side you can see home, discover, design. So I'm navigating to integration and APIs. So now I'm creating one new packages here. Let me delete this. Your name come here. Okay. So I'm giving I'm giving the name as CPI Learning 1. So if you want to give any short description, you can provide. So I'm giving like these packages contain iFlow. So version 1.0, and then coming to overview, these packages contain sample iFlow. Now I'm saving this. Coming to artifact, uh, I'm creating the iFlow here. So I am giving the name as creating simple iFlow. So if you want to mention the sender name and receiver name, you can mention. So I'm not mentioning anything. So I'm adding this. You can see this is the package's name, and then under the packages, I created one iFlow. This is the iFlow, and then this is the iFlow name. Creating simple iFlow. Okay. So now I'm navigating to the iFlow. This is the iFlow screen. Okay. Now I'm deleting all this and create one fresh iFlow. Okay. So before going to create iFlow, you have to change to edit mode. Okay. So now I'm deleting all the palette. This is called a palette. Okay. You can see here participants, process, events, connector, delete, mapping. So these are all the palette functions. Okay. These are all the important things in CPI. So today I will be covering few palette functions. So rest of the palette functions we will be covering in the upcoming classes. So now I'm going to take one integration process. Okay, this is the integration process, and then now I'm going to take one timer function. You can see under event I'm taking one timer. Usually, timer in CPI is used to schedule the iFlow, or if you want to trigger the iFlow automatically, you can prefer this timer function. Okay, so now I'm taking end event, end message. Okay, this function is used to end the iFlow. Okay, so now I want to connect this timer to event. So I am going to take one connector. Okay, you can see connector. Using connector, I am going to connect this timer to the end message. Now I am going to take one content modifier here. Okay, you can see there are two ways of adding palette functions here. Either you can click this plus symbol and you can search here like content modifier, or else you can take the content modifier under transformation. There are two ways of selecting palette functions. You can prefer as you wish. So I'm selecting the content modifier. So, so if you want to rename the content modifier, you can rename here. Okay. Usually, content modifier in CPI is a message processing steps used to modify the messages, modify the message body, message header, exchange properties during an iFlow execution. Okay, it allows us to set, read, update, or remove value using expressions like XPath, JSON. Actually, without writing any code, we can do transformation using content modifier. It is a it is commonly used to prepare messages before mapping or adapters calls, making integration simple and easier to maintain. Okay. Okay. Now let me explain with some examples. Okay.
Uh, Sorry, Chandru.
Yeah, yeah. Tell
It,
me.
Yeah, yeah. So you said like it is used to modify messages, right?
Yeah.
Second point you told what is it is used like without any code. What can we modify? Like you said like JSON, like
Yeah.
can we
We
modify
can,
the format? Like
yeah, we
format.
can modify the incoming datas
So
which we
you
received from the source system.
mean the data format?
Yeah. We can do the data transformation. We can modify the incoming messages.
Okay. Not the data format. Like if the data is in some other, like suppose if it's in JSON, if we want in another format.
Yeah, for that there is some separate
Yeah.
function
Got
is there.
Yeah, got it. Got
We'll
it.
discuss later that one.
Yeah. You mentioned about it. That's why I was little confused. That's why I asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me explain with some examples here. Okay. Okay. Now I'm adding first name, first value as Sachin, last name Tendulkar, location Mumbai. If you want to remove the any field, you can select and delete. Okay. If you want to rearrange this field, you can select and move up. Okay. If you want to rearrange, you can do. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. And now in message header, I have three fields. The first one is first name, second one is last name, and then location is third field. Okay. Now I'm going to retrieve the first name, which is present in the message header. Okay. Now I'm going to retrieve the first name in message body. Okay. In CPI, there is one expression is there to retrieve the message header values in the message body. Okay. Dollar. So now I am going to retrieve the message header values, right? So header dot. So now firstly I'm going to retrieve the first name. So I'm copying the name and then pasting here. This is the expression used to retrieve the message header values. Okay. So now I am going to check whether we can able to retrieve the first name or not. So now I'm doing simulation here. Okay. This is okay. This is called a simulation. So using the simulation, we can check. Okay, now I'm running this simulation. If you don't want the simulation, you can cancel clear here. So now I am running the simulation. You can see simulation completed successfully. Let's see the final output. You can see in the message header, I paused first name, last name, location. You can see in the body, I successfully retrieved the first name. Okay. Now I want to retrieve the last name. For that, okay, dollar dot dollar header dot, I'm copying the last name, and then okay, and then location, header, location. Okay. Now I am going to run the simulation again. Now I am going to retrieve all the fields into message body. Okay, this is the final output. I can see in the message header, first name, last name, location. So we retrieved the three fields, Sachin, Tendulkar, Mumbai. Okay, expression for extracting message header values. Dollar header dot that message name. Okay, so now I'm going to delete the fields which I maintained in the message header. You can select all the things and you can delete here, or else you can do one by one deletion. So now I am going to message exchange property. Okay, here I'm going to add the fields, first name, Virat, sports, sports, cricket. Okay, you can see previously we retrieved the message header values. So now I am going to retrieve the exchange property values in the message body. Okay, so what we did previously we maintained headers. Now instead of headers, we have to mention properties. Okay, why? Because we are trying to extract the exchange property values, right? So instead of headers, we have to mention property dot first name, and then property dot what we maintained here, sports. And then now I am going to run the simulation again. Okay, you can see I'm not maintained any values in the headers. So in property I maintained first name and then sports. Coming to body, we retrieve the two fields. Okay. Okay, now let me explain the difference between the message header and the exchange properties. Okay. Usually, message headers are the technical metadata used mainly by adapters and the protocols during the message transformation. Okay. For example, here you can pass content type, authorization, HTTP methods, or any SOAP actions. Okay. Coming to exchange properties are the temporary storage. Okay. Used within the iFlow to store or reusable any values during the message processing. Okay. You cannot send these fields to the target system. It's like a temporary storage. You can use this message property for any transformations. Okay. Coming to message body, the message body contains the actual business data or business payload that is being processed in the iFlow, such as XML data, JSON data, or any flat files. Okay. So now I'm deleting this content modifier. So now I am going to send on sample messages from Postman to CPI. So for that, I'm deleting the timer. I'm going to use start message instead of timer. So I'm deleting this. So under events, I'm taking start messages. So using connector, I'm going to connect the start message to end message. So and then I'm going to take one sender here. Okay, participants. Sender participants. So I am renaming this as Postman. So now I am going to connect this Postman to start message. For that, I am taking connector here and connect it. Once I connect on the sender to time, I mean start message, one pop-up will arise. So here we have to choose the adapter type. Okay. Um, in CPI, we have a default adapter. These are all the default adapters. So advanced event mesh, AWS, AMQP, Ariba, AS2, AS4, Azure, Azure Storage Database, FTP. These are all the default adapters which is provided by the SAP. So now I'm going to connect to Postman. For that, I'm going to take HTTPS adapters. So once you selected the adapters here, under the connection tab, we have to mention the address path. Okay, slash. You can mention any name here. I'm mentioning connecting Postman. I'm unchecking this. Now I am taking one dummy content modifier here, and then I'm renaming the content modifier name as retrieving the postman data. So till now, any doubts?
Um, Chandru, can you just
Ah,
show how you added the first one, like the postman?
this one. Okay.
What exactly it is? Uh,
No,
so-
this means it's a sender system.
no, no. So
Ah,
see for content, see there you added this content modifier,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
what is that palette? What you have added for the postman
No,
receiver
sender.
sender? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So under participants, I selected the sender and then renamed as postman.
okay, okay.
Okay. Now let me save this iFlow and deploy this iFlow. This is one type of expression. I mean extension. You can get. Okay. After saving this iFlow, I deployed this iFlow. So now you can see deployment status here. So now I'm navigating to here. Navigate to message integration content. You can see this iFlow generated one endpoint address. This is the endpoint address. So now I'm copying this address, and then this is the Postman application. So you can get this application from online. If you want the link, I will provide. Okay, Postman download for Windows. You can download here. Okay, okay. I will ping this link in the chat. Postman link. So after the session, you can download the Postman. Okay. So coming to Postman. So Postman is a popular API testing and development tool used to design, test, document API. It is widely used in SAP and non-SAP integrations, especially in CPI. Okay. Uh, it is a client-based application. So it is a open source. It allow you to send HTTP request. You can see this is the HTTP request methods. So you can view the response here. Without writing code, you can do the testing and view the response. Okay. Usually, this Postman is used to test the APIs before creating iFlows. You can validate the request and the response payload and debug any API errors. You can simulate SAP sources and target system here itself. Okay. Also, you can share the API collections with your teams. Okay. So now I'm creating a new HTTP request. You can see here you have to paste the endpoint address. I'm copying the address here. So I'm pasting the address. So once you paste the address here, you have to choose the HTTP request method. So let me explain this. In Postman, we have several methods: get, post, put, patch, delete, head options. Okay. Um, get method is used to read the data. Okay. Post method is used to create a record. Okay. Put method is used to, if you want to do any full update, you can choose put. If you want to update any partial record, you can choose delete. Or else if you want to remove any records, you can choose read. If you want to check the headers, you can choose head. Option means it's a HTTP method used to check which HTTP methods and headers allowed by an API mainly for course and security violation. So in that case, you can use option. So under parameters, you can pass the values. So if this API have any authentication, you can pass here basic auth, bearer token, JW bearer, digest auth. These are all the authentication methods. And then if the API having any header, you can pass here. So under body, you have to pass the actual content. If you have any script, you can pass here. Okay. So now I'm changing the HTTP method into post. Okay. Now I'm going to send a text message to CPI like, hi, this is from Postman. So now I am sending this message to this URL, this CPI URL. Okay. Now I'm sending this, but I'm getting 401 unauthorized issue. So the reason behind this 401 unauthorized issue is we have to maintain the authentication here. Okay. So it asking to enter the credential. Okay. So now I'm going to my CPA account, I mean BTP account. So I'm going to add one more instance here. Process, integration, runtime. And then I'm choosing, now I'm going to authenticate iFlow. So I'm selecting iFlow. So this will be selected by default. And then I'm giving the name as credential. And then I'm going to create. Okay, it will take 15 to 20 seconds. Yeah, it's created. So under this process integration runtime, I'm going to create a service key. Okay, you can see the service key. Okay, I'm going to create iFlow credential. Yeah, it's loaded successfully. You can see this is the you can see the client ID, client secret. So now this is the username for this. Hmm, this is the username. Okay, this is the username for this iFlow. And then this is the password. This is the password. Client secret will be the password. Client ID will be the username. So now I am copying this client ID and going to Postman, and then I'm pasting the client ID in the username tab, and then copying the client secret, and then pasting here. Okay. Now before triggering this, I need to enable this iFlow, right? I need to enable the trace. Okay. So you can see the log configuration. Under log level, I'm choosing I'm choosing the trace mode. Okay. I'm enable the trace mode. Okay. I'm changing the log level into trace. Okay. Now the trace mode is enabled. You can see the expiry date and time. This will be expired after 10 minutes. Okay. So now I'm going to Postman. I'm going to send this. You can see 200. Okay. This means request successful. The server responded as required. Now I am going to CPI. Going to monitor message processing. and then you can see view run details. Under message content in, you can see the payload, right? Hi, this is from Postman. This is the message which we triggered from the Postman. We successfully retrieved in CPI. Okay. Now, now I am going to send one. What previously we sended text message, right? Now I am going to send one JSON data. Okay. Name, first name, last name, age, location, sports, cricket. So previously we triggered text message. Now we are going to trigger JSON data. So now I am changing the format into JSON. Okay, you can see. Uh, you can see here. I'm getting some error pop-up. I mean, some notification I'm getting, right. So it means there is some mistakes in my JSON structure. Okay. Okay. Now I'm not receiving any notification. Okay. It means our JSON structure is correct. So now this is the JSON structure. I'm going to trigger this JSON structure to my CPI endpoint URL. Okay, endpoint address. So now I am going to trigger. You can see now we got a request successful. It means we successfully replicated these messages into this endpoint CPI URL. Okay, now let me navigate to my CPI account. So this is the entering screen. Here you can see the trigger date and time. See, you can see the last trigger date and time. I triggered 7:19. Okay, 7:19. This is the hour, minute, second. This is the processing time. 30 millisecond. So now I'm going to press, and then under message content, I can see the JSON data. We successfully retrieved the JSON data which I triggered from the postman. Okay, now I am going to send one XML data. First name, last name, age. Location. Sports. So this is XML structure. So I'm changing the format here into XML. Okay. Now we are not getting any error notification. This means our XML structure will be correct. Okay. So if I want to align this, you can see now the structure is in improper way, right? So if you want to beautify this, you can use beautify here. Yeah, it will automatically beautify if when you click this. Okay. So now I am going to replicate this XML data into this URL. Okay, we got a successful response 200. It means successful. Okay, we successfully replicate this XML data to CPI. Okay, let me navigate to monitoring screen again. You can see three. We can see the trigger time. Based on the trigger time, we can identify the messages. So under message content, we received the XML data. So till now, any doubts, team?
Um, Chandru, so
Mm.
one basic thing I just skipped. So you have opened a completely separate URL, right? Separate up for that postman, the link what
Yeah,
you have shared.
yeah.
Okay. So
That
it's
is,
mm,
yeah, whenever you got any API from the client or functional team, you have to do the
mhm,
testing in that Postman tool only. Okay. So you have to get hands-on on that application. It's a open source tool. So you
okay.
have to get practice on that. I shared the link in this chat. So
Mm,
after the session, I can
yeah.
get hands-on. Okay. And
Mm,
then, okay, go through this recording section once again. Then only you will get some clarity. So this
mm,
is first time, right? So,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubts, team?
Chandru, Adarsh is said.
Ah, yes.
So I request you to, yeah, I mean, I'm a first time to learn and I'm just confused about the things.
Okay.
So I request you to explain in detail which option will be helpful for, I mean, and the making the things. So I can get very easily. Hope you
Okay.
understand.
Okay, Akash.
And while you are using Postman application, it showed the background was dark mode, so we are unable to get the points exactly where we are navigating uh,
Okay.
issues. Yeah. Okay, Sunil, that's my concerns from.
Okay, Akash. Okay.
Actually,
Yeah, yeah.
actually, my doubt is
Mm.
like uh, like you like for authentication, you use basic authentication,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And in that you place client ID, client secret,
Yes.
and
CPI client ID,
and
client secret.
like after creation, it showed in a pop up or I don't know. It said that it is expired and like it is expired in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that is test mode. Okay.
Okay, trace mode will expire in 10 minutes.
Yeah, only 10 minutes. It will be last for only 10 minutes.
What about the client ID or secret?
No,
Will
no,
it
that will not expire. It will be lifelong.
like before we learn barrier token it will be like expired every 24 hours, right?
Yeah, that is different type of authentication.
Okay,
First learn this basic auth, then we will discuss the bearer auth. The rest of the authentication we'll discuss later.
okay.
Ah, okay.
So everyone, please go through this session once again, and if there is any doubt, we'll discuss tomorrow. So this is your first time, right? You are exploring the integration. So you need to watch this recording session once again, then only you'll get some idea on that. So after that, in tomorrow's call, we'll discuss the doubts. So you guys need to go through it once, then only you can able to understand.
Okay.
Oh, okay, team. We'll conclude this session. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.